there's a definite link between gluten and anxiety having to do with the gut-brain axis. And there are many reasons why wheat is a factor in anxiety. It is a very inflammatory food molecule and hence having the potential of inflamming the brain, breaking the gut-blood barrier and the brain-blood barrier. And it has the potential of causing an increase in food sensitivities, and that is so sad. So it has
Yeah,
been
for sure.
found to, yeah, I know. So it has been found to be a key factor in autoimmune mechanisms and gut dysbiosis having an impact on brain function and mental health. So there are two major reasons why wheat and gluten are so inflammatory molecule: hybridization of wheat and the use of glyphosate on wheat crops.
Yeah.
So we
So
can
what
conclude.
should somebody do here? So obviously going gluten-free is one thing, but there's a lot of gluten-free things that are in the grocery store that, I wouldn't exactly say are healthy, right? They're using a lot of gluten-free alternatives that may have a less of an inflammatory effect, but a lot of them are really highly processed, hyper palatable types of things. And so, so when you're looking at it, just because something says gluten-free doesn't mean it's healthy. Really, we want to look for real whole foods, right?
Absolutely. And I like to touch on that because there's been studies that show that when people go gluten free, their inflammatory markers go up. And it's just what you said, that people say, oh, it's gluten free, so it's healthy. So I can have two muffins instead of not having any muffins or have one. And a muffin is a muffin. Is sugar, is refined flour. And then when they're gluten free, there's more additives to it and flavorings to make it more palatable. So it's very dangerous for us to assume that something that is gluten free
Yeah.
is healthy for you.
And a lot of times they're
So
using corn, which, technically is gluten-free. However, oftentimes it's not organic and it's highly sprayed with glyphosate, like we were talking about earlier.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And sadly enough, a lot of people that are sensitive to gluten are also sensitive to corn
Right.
and so forth. But going back to what do we do? So if you're suffering from anxiety or a mood disorder, what you need to do and what I recommend that you go on a gluten-free diet for at least 3 weeks. And I suggest that you be squeaky clean. I mean, absolutely squeaky clean, and get educated before you go on to that diet because, like we mentioned, many people just jump right into, gluten-free items that are not healthy at all. So the reason why we want to do an elimination diet is to bring that inflammation down. And a lot of people they are able to notice a difference. Now, their anxiety may or not resolve with only 3 weeks, but most people do feel a difference in their entire system. People start feeling like they're less achy. They feel their headaches are gone, their digestive symptoms are gone. So what I suggest that when you want to do that you sit down and make a list of all the symptoms that you have, and don't think anything, oh, I'm only think of digestive symptoms. No, no, no. Go at any symptoms that you have. It may be insomnia, it may be restless legs, anything you can, and that you can think of that you're suffering, and then go into this elimination diet. And when you do elimination diet, choose foods that are naturally gluten-free. Okay. So that would be so important. And let me reiterate about the importance of being gluten free. This is not going to be like a diet, like normal weight loss diets where you have a cheat day. Oh, I'm just going to cheat today or this meal, because then you're going to produce that inflammation, that immune reaction. You got to be gluten free. And how I like to illustrate the importance of being gluten free and what it is 100% gluten free is like saying, I'm going gluten free is like saying I am pregnant. Okay, so what does that mean? You either pregnant or you're not pregnant. You cannot say I'm almost pregnant. Today I'm pregnant, but tomorrow I'm not. No, 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 no. You're either pregnant or not pregnant. That is how serious you have to be 100% gluten free. Now, it is particularly troublesome to go gluten free when you go dining out because you get exposed to other foods, cross contamination, and so forth. And for those occasions, and I recommend that you go with a special enzyme formula that will help you digest the gluten if you happen to be cross contaminated.